What's going on, everyone? So the Los Angeles Lakers lost Game 5 in Memphis to the Memphis Grizzlies, and a lot of people are really upset about it. Now, personally, I think it was something that was easily foreseeable. I don't think it was anything that was a real shocker or surprise. Number one team in the league at home, best home record. They are the number 2 seed in the West for a reason. They're really good, really young, really athletic, just backs against the wall. You knew that they were going to show up, and you knew that they were going to be a problem, be a handful. And most people that picked the Lakers picked them to win in 6, and they still can win in 6, right? I even said myself that I thought that this is playing out exactly how we thought it would, right? That they would split one of the games in Memphis, win their home games, because the Memphis Grizzlies are not a good road team at all. And then Memphis wins that game at home, and now we close out at home. And that's the idea. That's the goal. This is playing out exactly like the season last year with the Golden State Warriors and the Memphis Grizzlies, right? Same scenario. 3-1, go to Memphis, they get blown out in historic fashion, and then they come back and close it out in Golden State. I expect the Lakers to do the same. But when it comes to big Game 5, a big concern and a big thing that people are really kind of going at the Lakers about specifically is Darvin Ham. A lot of people really feel that Darvin Ham cost the Lakers that game and that the Lakers really could have gotten it done. Now, look, Darvin Ham, by all means, is not the perfect coach. There is questionable rotations and lineups at times, timeouts even, right? It seems like he doesn't really call timeouts when you need to. You got to look at guys like Budenholzer, right? The Milwaukee Bucks just got eliminated. He was getting all kinds of backlash, criticism for not calling a timeout and letting Miami go on a 13-0 run, which basically ended up losing Milwaukee the game. They were even up 16. Again, not calling timeouts. Budenholzer is a coach that likes to let his guys play. There's a lot of coaches like that in the league. Darvin Ham is a disciple of Budenholzer. He was his lead assistant. He learned most of the coaching that he has from Budenholzer, who is a championship level coach, who many people think is one of the best coaches in the league, or one of the better coaches in the league. And if you watch him and you watch Darvin Ham, they are the exact same type of coach. They call things the exact same way. They have the same type of rotations, everything. Now, Darvin Ham, he's a rookie head coach. He's going to have rookie mistakes. He's leaning on what he knows. As he progresses, he will learn his own little things, and he will make adjustments to his own coaching level and all of that stuff. But a lot of people, they're impatient. Laker fans want the Lakers to win every year, right? Championship or bust. We've been privileged with a position of a Lakers team that has 17 NBA championships and wins regularly, right? And so we don't want to wait around for the coach to figure stuff out. Now, whether you like him or not, you're stuck with him. A lot of people want Darvin Ham to be fired. It's not going to happen. They're still paying Vogel for another year, I believe. And he just signed a 4-year deal. They're not going to pay him for 4 years and then go bring in another coach that they're going to have to pay for 4 years just for Lakers Nation, whenever anything goes bad, them to blame the coach and say they want that coach fired. It's just not going to happen. I mean, they did the same thing to Vogel. People did it to Phil Jackson. As great as Phil Jackson is, a lot of Lakers Nation was going at Phil Jackson, questioning him and his coaching pedigree. Like, he's not one of, if not the greatest coaches ever. It's part of fandom. It happens. But you're stuck with Darvin Ham. So you better get comfortable and you better get used to him. Now, I don't think Darvin Ham, and I've defended Darvin Ham heavily, right? He's a guy that I've constantly defended, and it's because he's not a bad coach. You don't have a top offense, a top defense, get into the playoffs, go up 3-1 against the second best team in the league without good coaching. Think of all the circumstances that Darvin Ham has had to put up with. Starting 2-10, having a roster that just didn't make sense, that was terrible, and turning that roster around in a lot of ways. We were still a top 7, 8 offense with that roster, and you had the big turnaround been you had an entire new team and roster rehaul that comes in, and Darvin Ham's going to navigate that. I mean, for a first-year head coach, this guy has handled it about as good as he can. Think however you feel, but the reality is the reality. This guy hasn't had a normal season. This guy hasn't had the most stability of coaches in the league. There's not many coaches that could have done a better job. And he's led this, like, my problem is I don't mind people being critical of Darvin Ham, right? Again, timeouts could have been a big thing. Having, rotations and stuff like that. Although the argument always seems to be Lonnie Walker. Lonnie Walker isn't the answer. We weren't winning the game yesterday because Lonnie Walker didn't play or Mo Bamba didn't play. They're not the difference. But I do understand that some of the rotations, some of the minutes, things like that, they are questionable. There are things that are frustrating. But nobody knows this roster and their players better than Darvin Ham. Everyone thinks that they are a better coach than Darvin Ham. Yet none of you are coaching anything. Are you even coaching like Little League? No, you're probably not. So you're not a better coach than the guy that spends every waking hour with these guys, that is going through practices, that has a team, that is giving all the analytics and all the breakdowns and everything. Like literally. Nobody knows his team better than Darvin Ham. Nobody. We might all think so, but none of us do. I don't, you don't, nobody does. And it's easy to criticize and blame. And we always want to find that one person to blame, right? It was Russ, and now it's Ham, and, it's AD when he's not performing. We always want to pinpoint and say, oh, it has to be that. Darvin Ham isn't the one that's playing the games. Darvin Ham isn't responsible for the Lakers giving up multiple runs and Darvin Ham blowing all his timeouts. Like, if people had their way, Darvin Ham wouldn't have any timeouts after the first quarter, the way the Lakers show up and play, right? For example, the big concern, a big question mark that I've seen people throw out is when the Memphis Grizzlies originally went up 17. Not in the second half, in the first half, right? People were like, why didn't Darvin Ham call a timeout when it got to 17? He did call a timeout. And in the second quarter, they were up double digits pretty much the entire quarter. Go look at the play-by-play. They were up double digits pretty much the entire quarter. And they didn't go on a 17-0 run. They went on like a 6 or 7-0 run, and Darvin Ham called the timeout. And then after the timeout, he made the adjustments, and we went on an 8-0 run to close that quarter. And then we started the third quarter on an 8-0 run. And all of a sudden, it was a 1-point game. So let's keep going. Let's keep talking about the concerns. A lot of people are upset that Darvin Ham took out Anthony Davis and say, we finally got the lead to 1 and Darvin Ham blew it. Okay, let's break that down because, again, that's not what happened. The Lakers went on an 8-0 run in like a minute and a half in the third quarter and got it to 1. The Lakers were down 1 with like 10:35 remaining. And then from there, they got it to 1 several other times and just kept going back and forth, but could never get over the hump. They got it to 1 literally like 3 or 4 times and could never get over the hump. And then it teetered around 3-5, and they were just having this back and forth. And then at 4:36, LeBron was at the free throw line and made his free throws that cut it again to a 1-point game. Then you had a onslaught by the Memphis Grizzlies of them just getting offensive rebounds. Now, here's the possessions leading to the Anthony Davis removal. Desmond Baines misses a 2-point driving layup. Desmond Baines gets his own rebound. Ja Morant misses a 3. Lakers get the rebound at 4:10 and their stoppage. Right? At 4:10, Darvin Ham takes out Anthony Davis and puts in Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Rui Hachimura, Troy Brown, and Dennis Schroeder. Austin Reeves misses a 2-point driving floating jump shot. Ja Morant gets the rebound, misses a layup, and Aldama gets an offensive rebound. And then that ends up leading to a bucket. And then Desmond Baines, he goes on a bucket. And then Jaren Jackson hits the 3. Darvin Ham calls timeout. Now, the timeout was taking place at 2:41. And the removal of Anthony Davis, as I mentioned, was at 4:10. So in a minute and 23 seconds, something like that, the Lakers gave up a 7-0 run. They had opportunities. Austin Reeves missed a 3, couple misses, right? They had opportunities. Couldn't get stops. So Darvin Ham calls the timeout and immediately inserts Anthony Davis back right? And then you have Rui, AD, Troy Brown, Dennis Schroeder, D'Angelo Russell. And the Lakers followed that up with a 12-2 run by Memphis Grizzlies to push the lead to 18. How is that Darvin Ham's fault? Again, how is that Darvin Ham's fault? I get criticism from Darvin Ham. I get it. But the players have to show up. He took Anthony Davis out for a minute and some change. Not even 2 minutes he took him out. And inserted him back in. And then the Grizzlies just kept going on a run. And it wasn't like the Lakers went. It's not like the Lakers went on like a 17-0 run to get it to 1. No, it was already won several times. They just couldn't get over the hump. And what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to play Anthony Davis the entire third quarter and the entire fourth quarter. And then let's say you lose. Now what? You just played Anthony Davis 47 minutes and now you got to go to LA and play him another 47 minutes? No, he stuck to the rotations because the team was still in the game and the Lakers kept going on their runs. And then the team just collapsed and the Memphis Grizzlies ran away with it. Credit the Memphis Grizzlies. It was a poor performance from start to finish. Start to finish, the Lakers didn't play the game that they could play. Darvin Ham isn't the guy that's playing the games. And again, I'm not saying he's without criticism. I have a huge criticism about him. One of the big things that I was talking about this on the live streams, both of them, right? Both live streams, the live game stream and then the post-game stream. I do not understand why Darvin Ham inserted Anthony Davis and LeBron James in that fourth quarter whatsoever. That drove me crazy. Austin Reeves, too, because Austin Reeves ended up getting banged up. I don't know why he did that. If you want to criticize him for that, that is completely fair. 100%. I don't mind criticism of Darvin Ham. He deserves to be criticized. He's not above criticism. We criticize LeBron, criticize AD. Again, his rotations at times are sloppy. He's done a better job of just of giving guys shorter leashes. But still, he's had some moments, some lineups that are thrown out there that you're kind of like, I don't know how that really looks. I don't know how that really feels. But guys just aren't getting the job done. Darvin Ham isn't controlling guys missing free throws. Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, he can't control them missing 7, 8, 9 free throws. He can't control them not boxing out and getting rebounds. He can't control them not closing out on three-point shooters. He can't control them not doing and executing the simple ins and outs of the game of basketball. What is he supposed to do? Is he supposed to sit everybody? And then we lose the game and it's like, well, why did he sit Anthony Davis and LeBron? Why did he sit LeBron? There was a real argument in this game to just sit LeBron James. LeBron James was like a liability, especially in the first half. But if they would have sat LeBron James, and if he would have sat LeBron James, the whole world would have been like, well, you don't sit LeBron James, it's LeBron James. Again, he's dealt with an impossible task. If you're going to criticize him for the games that they lose, you got to praise him for the games that they win. Darvin Ham has been great in this playoff series. Great. Whether you want to believe it or not, he has been great. He has made adjustments. His game planning before the games have been great. You don't go up 3-1 against the number 2 seed in the league unless your coaching is good. You just don't. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. You have to have good coaching. And the Lakers have good coaching. That's why they're in the position that they're in. This is a team that wasn't even supposed to be here. And here they are. Why? Because Darvin Ham is a good coach. Is he a perfect coach? No, but nobody's a perfect coach. Right? Steve Kerr has all kinds of question marks with him. And that dude's been the coach of a dynasty. He's considered one of the best coaches of all time already. Greg Popovich has had questionable things. And that guy's considered one of the greatest coaches ever. Every coach has their flaws. The Warriors can't win a road game to save their lives. That's part of coaching, right? Budenholzer just got eliminated by the Miami Heat. That's part of coaching, right? Darvin Ham isn't a perfect coach. He doesn't claim to be. He doesn't try to be. But he's done a very good job. You don't go up 3-1 unless you have a really good coach. He's not, again, you're stuck with him either way. So I don't understand rooting for his downfall. That makes no sense to me. Support him, lift him up, bring him up. The guy's doing the best job that he can with the pieces that he has. Is it perfect? No. But he's done a fine job. He's done all right. He's had games that are rough. He's lost games for us without a doubt. He has. He's lost games for us without a doubt. And he's taken blame for those games. He's taken accountability for those games. And at some point, the players have to play the game. Jason Kidd, I've mentioned this before. Jason Kidd has a great just interview where he talked about this, where they were asking about, the coaching, like what can the coaching do? And he said, I'm not the one playing the games. He said, you can have the best coach in the world that gets his team the best, as ready as possible. It's up to the players to execute. It's up to the players to do the job, to put the plan together. You can have the gladiator speech to kind of get your guys riled up and rallying together. You can, have the best defensive scheme, the best offensive scheme, the best everything. You could be Phil Jackson, Steve Kerr, Greg Popovich, Red Auerbach, all in one. And it doesn't matter if the players don't play. It doesn't matter if the players don't have that sense of urgency. They're the ones that are doing the job. So, again, support Darvin Ham. You're stuck with him, whether you like it or not. Is he an issue? I don't think so. Is he going to be the reason we lose this series? I don't think so. One, I don't think we're going to lose the series. I mean, again, I think we close out in 6. But even if we lose the next series, it's not going to be because of Darvin Ham. It's going to be because the players didn't play the way that they should have been played. It's because we didn't play as good as the other team. Darvin Ham isn't playing the games. He's not. He's not playing the games. So, anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass the question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Do you agree? Disagree? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, let's talk about it. Let me know down in the